Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Football 2019, episode 29, and we've reached the end of the 2021 season, and we're going to be moving on to the 2021-2022 season. First off, though, here is the players leaving at the end of the season. Obviously, a lot of seniors, a few key ones. Allen, Maggard are both going. Gabriel, backup running back, not such a big deal, though he was pretty good. Carr leaving. He was hurt in that bowl game at the end of the season. So those players will hurt a little bit losing. Schuler and Greer are leaving. And then we got a bunch of guys that are left over from the days of old. Now, here's the one that actually really hurts. Duffy is apparently heading to the draft. Redshirt junior in 88. He is gone. And not only that, but Casillas, true junior as well, in 88 overall. So I have two players that are leaving school early to enter the draft. So that one does hurt a little bit. Thompson, Hoffman, all leaving as well. But most of the guys that are graduating were not starters, the majority. So that certainly helps our outlook heading into this next season as well. But again, basically our two best players, especially on defense anyway, have opted to enter the draft a year early, and that's going to hurt. I mean, for our team, that was essentially a dream season. Going from, what were we, 2-10 the year before, to winning a bowl game. All right, so prestige update. After a 7-6 season with a bowl win, we only pick up 2 prestige. So prestige is now at 38. Not a big change there. Final rank for the season was 48th. We got into and won the Cajun Bowl, and then finally here, this was really nice to see because this was the most recognition the team has had up until now. I'd had 1 or 2 all-conference players, but never more than that. Now this is all Mountain West All-Conference, so none of this is national. But Kirkwood makes the All-Conference team with his 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. So that's fantastic for the true freshman. Keenan, guard. Daryl Keenan, the guard, gets 44 pancakes, and that got him into the All-Conference team. So the only other offensive player. And then a string of defensive players in Cisco, and then Duffy, of course, who just left us for the draft after 78 tackles and 9 sacks. Gonna miss that. And then Kevin Allen also graduating. That was our top senior graduate. 85 tackles, 7 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery. That's going to be difficult to replace. That is definitely going to be a challenge to replace those key defenders that we lost. Offense, not losing much. Defense, though, defense is going to have quite a few holes to replace. And then somehow Camo, who I complained about through most of the season as being just okay punter, certainly could have done better. He had so many attempts because we punted a lot that he ended up with 5,300 yards worth of punt yardage. 43.8 average was okay, but a lot of those were the kind that ran into the end zone. So he was getting, 50, 60 yards on touchbacks over and over again. He only had 23 down inside the 20 the entire season, and considering the number of punts he had, really not a good number. I think he made it onto the all-conference team more as a workhorse kind of guy than actual quality. Right, so we are into the new season now. And it is about time. So it's February. We've got staff signing week number 1. And it looks like Ernie Fields wants a new contract. He's on the last year. By the way, let's see. Is there an update? Oh, there is. Okay, so assess potential is now 1 star. Recruiting still 1 star. Discipline is now 1 star. So personality and scouting are both developing. Personality was one that I was actually worried wouldn't develop. Now training, come on, somewhere, sometime. We're still just a half star, but we are improving. That is a massive relief. Massive relief. Okay, so Ernie Fields wants a new contract. He was making $2 million. He's just 2 stars. Let me see. What is he? Flexibility is good. Loyalty is really good. That helps. Not such a good coach, but he's good on recruiting. That certainly helps me. Not a very good offensive coordinator, though, realistically. Before I go to re-sign, I want to see what is... Can I see what's available? I think we can get better than that. I really do. No. What do you mean finish with this stage? Oh, I get you. We need... There we go. View coaches to see who's available for hire. That's what I need to click on. Sorry, it's been a while. So we're looking at offensive coordinators. This is what I have available? Really? Well, let's look straight at these 3-star guys. Quarterbacks, detail, flexibility, leadership. Really not anything better than what we have now. Greg Knoll. That looks a little bit better. Coach offense is 3 stars, but he's not a recruiter. He's good at scouting. Leadership, loyalty are there. Terrible recruiter, definitely not. So we're looking at Knoll versus Fields and whether I want to keep Fields. Fields not so great in training. He's really not, but I like what he brings otherwise. So we'll go ahead and re-sign Fields. Again, he's at $2 million, so hopefully, what does he want? $3 million for 3 years. It's $1 million less than what we'll have available to us. But that's okay. We'll still stay loyal to him. Oh, look at my reputation going up. 68, even though I'm terrible. And I'm apparently volatile. That leaves $1 million less for scouting. So I think we'll have slightly fewer scouting points week in, week out. But the way we do recruiting right now, not such a big deal as we're going for scraps and we're literally just going for the highest ranked player available. Pretty straightforward on that. So because those players are all way better than what we could get or otherwise already. And while there could be a difference between the guy ranked here and the guy ranked there, signing day, big step for us. We're going to see how these recruits look now on paper. We see that we got an entire group of 3-star guys. Look at that. Tovar, an 89 overall, coming in immediately as a true freshman at an 89. Strength 68. Agility is 88. He's not a quarterback? What are you talking about? Intelligence of 51. That's not bad for freshman. Tackling of 47. That's not the best number, but look at that speed. 87. Hands are 43. Endurance is 77, so he'll be on the field a lot. Leadership's an 89. He's not overly competitive, but he's not that great of a sportsman. But still, this is awesome. Oh, look at that. He could play linebacker or free safety. We add Wyman, an 86 cornerback. So we just replaced Casillas, essentially. An 88 dropping to an 86. But still, that's not a major drop. That's good. And that's a freshman. These are all freshmen. This is the incoming recruiting class. Alvarez, defensive end, 85. Bentley, running back, 85. Punter, Mullis, 85. Out of Puerto Rico, by the way. Wide receiver, Lilly, 85. Another strong safety at an 84. Whoa. He is very much a strong safety. I might move... he doesn't have as much speed. Very similar, though. I could move Tovar to like linebacker and replace... Right? How was he? Yeah, 74 at linebacker. Replace what we lost in Duffy with Tovar. And then you've got a starter in Valdez and a linebacker in Tovar. Could be. Though he's not that great tackling-wise. Bonner in 84. Treadway and Bills in 83. There's a free safety. So there's a lot of really good defensive players here. So I think we filled those gaps, those losses just fine. Langston is an 82 quarterback. Walker, who we got on the last day, an 82. Bonner was the other one we got on that last day. Look at that, though. That is a ton of quality. Almost all 80 and above. Weak at tackle, though. 79 and 75 was all we got there. Center, a 79 and a 76. Our best guard was an 80. So the linemen we recruited were mediocre. And by the way, look at this. I have 2 transfers. Transfer from Illinois at running back, 79, and Perez, a wide receiver, from Michigan. Do I really want those guys? I think they're replacing the 2 guys that went into the draft. Redshirt sophomore. He's got really good speed, 85. Perez? I'm not so sure I want Perez. Good speed and endurance. Hands are okay. Redshirt freshman. Alright, well there's our incoming class. There is some absolute quality in there. Something we could be happy about. We'll move into training camps. And here's our development from training camps. Merrick, 18 points gained for this guard. Fantastic job for him. 4th year junior. Was a 2-star recruit. Run blocking a 78. Pass blocking a 61. Pretty good strength. He's only a 73 though. So this guy went from awful to tolerable. Is all. And even at his position he's only a 50. Montgomery. Next 2 best players are both linebackers, but a 72. Jolly, sophomore. That's an 81 now, so that's good improvement for Jolly. Remember, Jolly was in the 70s last season. His tackling numbers, speed. Ness, redshirt sophomore, now a 76. And no players had any loss, but a lot of players not improving in training camp. But a lot of that comes down to the coaching staff. And so that's one of the things that makes this more difficult. The better I get at recruiting, better players I'm going to bring in to begin with. But as bad as the coaching is, it's hard to improve a whole lot season by season. So we continue to have a lot of hurdles, but this is big progress. Discipline's up to a star, assess potential's up to a star. So we're at least seeing scouting and personality improve. Strategy, still not sure. Training, still not sure. But finally, seeing the improvement is a massive, massive step for us. Okay, Field signs his extension. Valdez was the highest ranking guy, and it showed. No, Tovar. Tovar was actually a little bit lower rank-wise. What was the 89 overall? Interesting. You can see most of the linemen are down here near the bottom. Season's expectations. 74th in the national rankings expected this season, so quite a bit lower than we were. 8th in the conference. 500 would make them happy. This year's recruiting class, 47. A national rank of 47. And our relative rank, 24. I don't know quite how they figure out that relative rank, but I would think relative to your program, meaning where you're at, what's your prestige, what conference you are, how you did compared to everyone else. Essentially, as to what's expected of you. You know, like Notre Dame should be number 1 every season because they have the rich history. Or, more specifically, Alabama, right, is number 1 every season. So suddenly, if they're only number 7 one season, that's a bad recruiting class for them. But I'd take 7 any day, right? So relative rank, 24th. Dang. So that went well. Training camp report. Merrick, absolute superstar. See Jolly really standing out. Okay, so next up is setting the red shirts. And we got to do that by looking at that roster. Let's look at the overall first. There you go. True freshman William Tovar comes in as our best player. And there's William Ware, now an 87 overall, junior quarterback. It's definitely better than where he was a season ago, where I think he was about an 83, 84. Well, look at this. The next four, right, have been from the last 2 seasons worth of recruiting. But there's 3 freshmen. There's 4 freshmen. So 7, 8 of the best 13 players on the roster are all freshmen. And let's see, what do we got here? Worst player on the team. And look at all these 2-star guys. These were that first couple of recruiting classes or remnants of the old guard. Okay, looking positionally, and average tight end looking really strong. Every position kind of up from where it was, though. Guard, tackle, still weak, even center. So I need linemen big time this year. Cornerback, strong safety, very, very strong. All right, so the breakdown, what to do for this season. Now, I know that there's different ways of looking at this. You can go into the recruiting screen and see how many players you have at each, but that's just not as effective to me. I only have 12 seniors, so this is going to be a smaller class for us. There's 25 juniors, 23 sophomores, 25 freshmen. I'm going to need to set those red shirts as well. So, true freshman Prince Langston is the backup quarterback. I should probably redshirt him as William Ware, right? Just a junior. He's still going to have 2 seasons left. But we're kind of following right in line with one every year, except we do have the 2 juniors because Ware did not redshirt. So we'll need 1 quarterback. Though not a big need with the 2 we have now. Running back. How are we looking? We got a sophomore, a true freshman right behind him. He's going to play. So he's not going to be the starter, but Bentley is absolutely going to be splitting the time with Kirkwood. So he will get a lot of action and therefore not redshirt. 4 sophomores and a junior. I don't need a running back. I'm not going to have a lot of seniors, by the way, so. Don't need a fullback. Do have 1 senior here in the tight end class. Wow, look at that quality. 86, 82, 82, 80, 78. For that, Walker, even though he's an 82, you've got to redshirt that. Your 3rd string guy. Especially as slow as we are to develop. Hopefully it just doesn't transfer out on us. But with an 80 behind you as the other 3rd stringer, might as well, right? And that's the senior. You want to let him play a little, don't you? But that also means we'll need a replacement for him, so I might as well take one tight end, but it's not urgent. A lot of depth at wide receiver. Donald Lilly coming in, true freshman, as our best on-field product. Aaron Poland, another true freshman, third best. So those guys are going to play. Got 2 seniors getting ready to graduate. They're the worst guys out there. So we've definitely improved the quality. I don't think I need 2. I think this is more of I need 1. So we'll take 1 wide receiver, even though there are 2 graduating. Guard. Got 6. Got 1 senior. And we don't have a ton of quality, though. Patrick Bunn, definitely not going to redshirt because he's a starter as a freshman. That's a young group of guards with Keaton. Which, by the way, Keenan, right? Keenan, the now sophomore, that was a freshman on the all-conference team. At just an 81. But we'll definitely take a guard. Tackle. The sophomore is an 83. We've got 2 freshmen in reserve, and Kenneth Smith might be needed, so I can't redshirt him because he's, the next guy on the list behind Godfrey and Johnson. So we're going to have another freshman starter. We're going to have a very, very young line. I mean, that's all 4 starters are underclassmen. And there are no seniors at all in this class. Center. Quite a few guys here. Sophomore will start. The 79 behind him. And so that means my entire linemen are underclassmen now from the last 2 recruiting classes. Allison. He's got a red shirt. We do have a senior here. But I don't know if I don't think I need, I think I'd rather have a tackle instead, where I'm thinner. And you have 1 center on the field. You have 2 tackles on the field. So tackle matters a little bit more. And we're a bit thinner there than we are here. I mean, I've got these guys covered for the next few years. We've got a redshirting player here, so I'm going to skip center this year and take another tackle instead. Punter should be good. Yeah, look at this improvement. So Camo, right, just a 77. Now true freshman Mullis coming in. He's going to take over duties. And let me see here. Kick power. Yeah, accuracy. Very similar. Power, much, much better. So Camo, you might have been on the... So no red shirt. Mullis is going to start. Camo might have made the all-conference team, but he is not. Oof, I could use a kicker to redshirt, but kicker is one of those things. I could wait till next year when he's a senior. When they're both seniors, recruit 2 kickers. One of them's bound to be good. All right. We do have a senior here at defensive tackle. 2 seniors, actually. 3 seniors. 3 seniors. Okay, I need 2. The freshman, Treadway, as an 83. He is definitely not going to redshirt. Now, Soriano has dropped down the depth chart a little bit as a sophomore. Should I redshirt him now this season? What's the drop? The drop off below is quite the drop off though. So maybe not. We'll keep him. He'll play some, and I'm worried about Jacob picking up those minutes instead. So no, skip that red shirt. Defensive end. There's some quality right there. Freshman Alvarez, now the best. 2 sophomores at an 82. That is deep compared to where we've been, because look at the upperclassmen all at the bottom. In fact, look at this exact reverse order. Freshmen's the best, the sophomores, the juniors, and then finally 2 seniors. So I do have 2 seniors graduating, and without the 2 of them, I'll be very low on depth, but I only have to have 1 replacement. And that's 8 of 12 so far. It could be somewhere where we grab 2, but we'll see. Freshman, sophomore for the linebackers are both 81s. This is where we were thinking about shifting the strong safety over, which would then give me 3 quality linebackers. And it's quite the drop-off to Sean Hamm at a 77. We do have Dexter that's going to graduate, so I'll definitely want a linebacker. Even if we do switch the strong safety over. Ooh, cornerback looking good. But not very deep, actually. Only 5 players here. We've got 2 freshmen, an 86 and an 84. We've got a sophomore that's an 83. A redshirt freshman who's an 80, and a junior that's a 77. And we just lost Casillas to the early going into the draft, who was, an 88? So as much as that hurt, we're actually better. Looks like I could actually use another cornerback, though, even though none of those guys are graduating, as I only have 5. So let's put that on the list, because I think, what do we have now? 3, 6, 9. That's 10. I still have 2 positions available, and there's only 2 left to cover. Yeah. Okay. So look at this. We have Meyer, sophomore, an 86. We have Valdez, the freshman, who's an 84. Though I don't have a ton of depth here, and it's only 4 players. But I really think I should move Tovar to linebacker, as he very much could play it. I mean, the ratings are very similar. But the only thing is, he is very much... I mean, he's not a tackling guy. Strength is pretty decent, though. But he's got the crazy agility, the speed. Well, let's see how Meyer is, I suppose. Yeah, look at that. A very similar player. And he can't play another position. And Valdez, I know we looked at him, also very similar. Look at that, though. Quality tackler. Intelligence. But he's just doesn't have the quality at another position. So really, it's Tovar who could take this crazy depth and make use of it by being a linebacker. There you go, Tovar now. Ooh, only a 78 here. Because the tackling's not as good. We'll put him back. Can't miss that 89. And so with him back, we've got the depth, strong safety, free safety, which means I still have 2 more positions available. Do I take just the best 2 that I can get my hands on? Could go for that. Or do I want the additional defensive end? Or an additional guard or tackle? I think I'm going to take a lineman for 1. And what to do for the other. And by the way, Bills, the freshman, 83, he's going to start. So strong safety, this is now an interesting situation, right? Because we have this crazy quality here. If Tovar's staying and Meyer's the backup, Valdez isn't going to play. Might as well redshirt him, right? And hope that he does not transfer out. Okay, so look at that. One of our best players redshirting. Couple more really good players redshirting. It's only 4 redshirts. That's how good that freshman class is coming in. That we only redshirt 4 of the players. But you look at the worst players. There's a couple sophomores, but otherwise it's all upperclassmen. Kenneth Smith, 75 at tackle. Maybe go back and check that real quick. He should probably be redshirting. And Lyman at fullback. We only have 3 guys here. Oops. Good for overall. There we go. Now he's second on the depth chart. Fullback, not a very important position for me. They don't get too many carries. They don't get on the field too often. What was the other tackle? Oh, okay, that's right. Kenneth Smith. Yeah, I need a tackle. Really bad. Really bad. So instead of just linemen in general, I need a tackle. Go for 2. Better the odds. That still leaves 1 more position available. With a second defensive end or a second guard, just because that's my weakness. I'll take that. 2 linemen. Try to add some depth there. So that's going to be what we go for, and that also takes care of my red shirts. And recruiting season is ready to start. We have just 12 scholarships. With only 12, I don't expect the recruiting class rank to be anywhere near as high as last season, and I mean it's almost half. But here are our captains for the season: Robert Sisko, defensive tackle; William Ware, starting quarterback; and Alfred Bradley, the wide receiver. Alright, so we'll get our initial look into recruiting, but here's the thing. And actually, there's not really even much of a reason to try to start this until I see who's untouched. I mean, we're looking at scraps, right? So there's not much to do initially other than scouting, I don't know, local guys, top local talent. Yeah, maybe we'll try that. So we'll do by state, check Oregon, and there you go. We're going to add, I don't even need a fullback. We're not going to get a 5-star fullback anyway. I do need a defensive tackle. I do need a quarterback, a linebacker, defensive end. I do not need a strong safety, and now we're past 1,000. So just those guys. These 4 will be the first ones that we recruit this week and get after as the local talent. And then starting with that next week, that's where we'll kind of really start recruiting for real. Recruiting points, scouting points each week, 102. That's what we're getting out of that budget. And the last thing we're going to look at for this episode, as we are now ready to kick off a new season, is we should have a new schedule here. We do. So we open up the season against Idaho at home, and then we're going to go on the road to Boston College. That'll be a difficult game for us. And then the Florida Gators, who are ranked 12th in the nation in the preseason rankings. Expect to get crushed in that one, but we have San Diego State at home. We have Air Force again on the road. Bye week in week 6. We'll be at Fresno State, and then another bye week, and then at Hawaii. That is 5 road games in the first 7 that we play. We could end that with a win at Hawaii, but at that point, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we only have maybe 2 wins, or 3 and 4 at best, but probably 2 and 5 at that point. New Mexico, though, could win that. Nevada on the road, maybe. We'll see. Boise State at home. That's tough. UNLV, if they're struggling again. And then East Carolina at home. Definitely some wins late season. And I think we could manage another 500 or thereabouts type year. But it's going to be a tough stretch early on, and we definitely need those wins against especially Idaho and Hawaii. And if we can steal another one like Air Force or San Diego State in there, we'd actually be in really good shape if we're, like say 4-3. If we manage to go that good, I think we'll have a really good season. But that's going to do it for this episode. We're ready to get the season kicked off next time out. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.